there. I'll take the phone off charge. So I did feel quite, I'm just going to pop the phone up. Right, so I did feel quite compelled to go live. I've dropped my Kyani video on YouTube, and I researched. Oh, it's gone off. And I researched. So I've been researching Kyani most of the past week, and it's through the research, because to me the first thing I heard was, oh, these big leaders are coming from all these companies, and they're joining this new company called Kyani. So my whole thing was like, oh, well, what's this? Because I kind of get a sense that some of these companies are kind of landed in the UK now, just in time to kind of mop up all of the reps who have kind of joined the companies that reached hype phase during lockdown, and now they're kind of gone into de-hype phase, and they're all kind of leaving. But they're thinking, well, they don't want to leave network marketing, but maybe they're going to get on board with the next big thing. So I thought, well, Kyani's one of those, isn't there? And I just say something. I mean, listen, there's a load on the video, but I didn't go into detail on the video about the fact that they had a class action lawsuit against them in 2017 for them being a pyramid scheme, right? And they are a pyramid scheme. They are a pure pyramid scheme. And if you go over to my YouTube after this, you can go and check out the video. It's just unbelievable how much of a pyramid scheme is. And you'll see my video and you'll see how obvious it is that it's a pyramid scheme. But I wanted to come live because I am calling people out on this live today, and I don't even care. I'm not going to say full names, but people are going to get called out, because there is no way on earth. And I'm going to tell you now, the feelings I have about it will speak volumes that I'm even saying this, because of issues that have happened in the recent past with a company that are losing reps. The fact that I would even say something, because I'm putting my personal feelings to one side now, because there are thousands of women who are about to walk into the freaking abyss. They're going to walk into hell. They're literally jumping into the fire here, and that's why I'm calling people out. And a lot of people, I'm not going to say full names, but people are going to know who I'm talking about. And I know on Facebook things get shared around, and I know that on this platform all the nosy people come and have a look, and I want them to. I want all the nosy people to come and have a look, because I wager a lot of them won't even know that video of mine exists on YouTube, and they might see my live now, the people I'm calling out, and they might go over there and watch it, because they need to. Because if they watch that video, nobody in their right mind is going to join Kyani. Nobody in their right mind is going to join it. So we're supposed to go to Drake Manor Park today for my daughter's 4th birthday treat. Unfortunately, she got ill sort of last night, and we couldn't go today. I actually rushed the videos. I actually rushed the editing. I had Friday to do the editing whilst they were at school, and I rushed it, so I probably could have put a bit more into it, but I'm going to need to watch and read loads about the past. Amy, I've researched it the past week. I even went into to join it. I went through so I could find out how much the packs were and everything. And honestly, I am blown away by it. It's made me emotional, just the idea of what's going to happen to some of these ladies, because people do not have any idea about this company, and just how bad it is. It's the worst I've seen. Just take Business Bombshells, Globe, 1,000,000 times worse. It's 1,000,000 times worse. God almighty. And that's why I'm calling people out, because they know, the people I'm going to call out in this video, they know full well how bad it is. And they're doing this because they only care about one thing. They only care about one thing, and that is money, right? It's money. It's destroyed them, and they are going to destroy the thousands that they're bringing into this, because they know full well that nobody can earn money out of this. Nobody can. And they're professional con artists. Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest who I'm talking about. They have a company, let's say, called the B3 Project. I don't have to say any names to say that. I'm allowed to call out organisations, aren't I, on here I'm allowed to criticise organisations. There are 2 women in this organisation, and I'm going to come to the scumbag UK leader called Stuart. Don't worry, he's going to get called out as well, because he's absolute filth. And to say Kyani is this much worse is saying something. Nikki, and this is another thing, anyone who follows my channel will know that there's been issues between myself and Urban Retreat, the owner. So for me, you would assume that I'd be there going, look how many people they're losing. I can't do that though, because of where they're going, because that's initially what I did think. When I initially heard this, I was like, and then I thought, well, out of like just curiosity, that's when I started looking into Kyani, and that's when it's horrendous, and that's why whatever I think about Urban Retreat, I don't want anybody to go back to Urban Retreat. I want people to leave network marketing. That's the ideal. I understand that some of them won't leave. A lot of them won't leave network marketing, but to go into this company is going to be the worst thing that you can possibly do. But yeah, this the B3 project, this is what I know. And this is what I know. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with everyone on here. I don't know. I can't provide any evidence, but this is allegedly what I've heard. And I know that people, and please, by the way, don't put any full names in the comments. It's awful seeing people jump from awful to much. Exactly. That's exactly what's happened. I can't even say it's from the frying pan into the fire, because, you know, that sort of suggests that it's like an equal crapness to another equal crapness. This is just so much worse. You know, you're jumping from a frying pan into the deepest, darkest depths of hell. That's the only thing I can even liken it to say jumping from Urban Retreat. And that, I mean, anyone who follows my channel, that's going to say freaking everything for me to say that, who should be there going like, ha, ha, ha. I can't know. It's too bad. So this is what I know about the B3 ladies. So these B3 ladies formed this B3 movement when they joined, well, it was called Acti Labs at the time when they joined Acti Labs, right? They were paid, now listen, I've had different sources telling me different figures, but they were paid approximately £20,000 to leave, I believe they were in Unique at the time, and to move over to Acti Labs. That's what they were paid. So they were paid. They were paid because Acti Labs wanted them to come, because this is what they do. The big leaders come and they bring all the downlines with them, and this is what they're now doing with taking the big downline from Urban Retreat. But there's just so much more to this, and it involves my friend Tracey as well, because these people were very, very, very sort of, you know, they were right at the centre of the trouble with her before she was kind of forced out of the company. I hope to God that your videos get around. I do too, Sarah, and that's why that's one of the reasons I've come live, because I know that a lot of people, you know, that YouTube is the anti-MLM movement sort of ground, isn't it? Not a lot of people who are in these organisations venture over to YouTube because they're warned against, and that's why I've come on Facebook, because I know that there's a lot of nosy people come and look at my Facebook, a lot of nosy people that they themselves may not be going into Kyani, but they may have a friend that could, and they can say, they don't even have to tell them about it's live, they might just go over and see the video and just bloody well watch this, because they've got to see what's happening. Yes, they were black statuses, exactly. So they were these ladies were black status in Unique. Now they got into Unique like just before it exploded. This is just right place, right time scenario. These women, as far as I'm aware, do not have one single business qualification to their name. They have no expertise. All they have ever done is they call themselves business women, but they've never innovated in their lives. They have never developed a product. All they have ever done is get into a company at a good point and recruit people, lie to people and manipulate people. That's essentially what they've done. They are not business women, they are manipulators. And that's me lightly. So they have manipulated their way into this position where, and they haven't just come from Unique. I don't know the exact timelines. I've been told, as I said, different things. There was Lime Life, there was Juice Plus, there was a succession of different multi-level marketing companies before they arrived at Urban Retreat, because this is what they do. I guess they just move. Unique goes into sort of de-hype phase, and then they have to move on to somewhere that is still on the kind of up, and that's kind of what they did. You'd never laugh at people leaving an MLM to go to another one, or laugh at anyone leaving. It would be relief, but obviously not in this case. I can't even find anything remotely satisfying about what's happening with this B3 movement and what they're doing to these women. I'm going to be honest with you, it's just pure evil. It is that I believe. I don't think these women were born evil, but they have lost their souls. Somewhere along the line, they have lost their souls to be able to do what they're doing to about to do to these women. And they're on, I'm going to get the Facebooks up and read you some of the crap that they're coming out with, because it's just... that they're coming out with. So let's have a quick look at this one. This is what she's saying. Oh, this one here, Natasha, her name is. I won't say her full name. I mean, she's come on and she's posted on a thing. She's posted a picture of this woman, and remember, I know what it takes to get to these, and she's gone such and such. You firecracker. £165 fast start bonus, £70 power play bonus, plus commission and other bonuses in your first week. Literally just getting started. That's just 2 of the 10 bonuses too. You know, that to get on those bonuses, they've put God knows how many people beneath this woman. So they've put all these people beneath this woman to be for her to be able to achieve this. All of these people cannot ever achieve this because they've had to put them under her for her. Now, in my video, they are professional scammers, exactly, not professionals. It's obvious by the fact that they moved from health company to beauty. Exactly, this is it. If you are professional, you typically stay in the industry. That's exactly it. They are trained and good at what exactly it. That's a fantastic point. You know, if it was kind of like one skincare to another skincare, or one makeup to another makeup, you go, oh, okay, then, well, they're obviously, that's their speciality, that's their expertise, that's not how they know how to train people on, so they're going from one to another. But it's not, it's random, it's wellness, it's skincare, it's makeup, it's whatever, isn't it? Just go to whatever, wherever, the highest bidder, it's the highest bidder, because they were paid to move over to Urban Retreat and bring all the downline with them. Any other company could have done what Urban Retreat did, pay them and get them to go over. And I'm going to assume that either the gravy train stopped, or I guess like most of the kind of MLMs that hit peak in the lockdown, they've started to lose people, as they all have started to lose people. And these pair have just thought, well, let's just jump ship now. You know, but the one thing about this, and this is what Tracey told me, that at one point apparently this B3 were telling, you know, the Acti HQ, oh, we should be a one-team company. We should totally be a one-team company, and you should just put everybody underneath us. And apparently, to appease them, because, you know, they brought in half the company, hadn't they? They doubled the company's profits essentially. They were pandering to this B3. I mean, letting them go as one entity called the B3, pandering away to them. They were. And they put a load underneath them. So all those people that were put underneath them have, you know, potentially a good portion of them have, you know, gone. There's another one gone off with them, and this was the one. So when Tracey was in ActiLab, she had an upline, right? And this upline, I don't know the details, but had to leave. And Tracey wanted to go direct to corporate. She was like, I want to go direct to corporate, you know, whatever. They insisted she go under this one woman called Emma. I might say her full name. They insisted it, right? This Emma. So she was put under it, wasn't happy at all, right? In the end, when Tracey was kind of, I guess, made to leave, all of Tracey's team then got put under this Emma, right? And remember that Tracey loved these. Tracey still does like the products. Like, she'll never lie and say that she doesn't like the products, right? She still will say, I loved the products, they saved my life. She was so loyal to this company. She was so loyal to those products. Say, for example, if they had put Tracey direct to corporate and she'd stayed in the company, she'd still have this whole team and she'd be staying now. But what they did was they put these ladies that used to be her team, then went on to this Emma, and now Emma's leaving. She's taking them as well. She's going to have those lot as well. So they're going. The women that would have stayed with Tracey are now going. So it's a complete, you know, I think for me, for the sake of Tracey, I do like the idea that perhaps they now think to themselves, well, perhaps Tracey wasn't too bad. Perhaps, you know, perhaps a loyal person. She might have been a drama queen, as they said, and she might have annoyed us or whatever they wanted to say about her, but at least she was loyal and at least she really did love those products. But yeah, they've, this woman, these people that they're calling out on their page, I'm on Natasha's page now, these people that they're calling out, you know, they haven't said on here, like, such and such, you firecracker, with the God knows how many we've put underneath you because you're one of our favourites. These people that we've put underneath you, because the way that this tree structure works, right, is you can go in as a leader. You go in as a leader, and normally in a typical scenario, when you enter any multi-level marketing company, whoever you recruit just goes directly underneath you. They go directly underneath you. By default, they go underneath you. And then who they recruit go underneath them, and so on. If you're absolutely crappy at recruiting and you're not very good at being manipulative, you will just be sitting there languishing kind of on your own, trying to make it work, writing embarrassing messages to people till the end of time, trying to make money from selling products, I guess. But in this company, the idea is that you get your team leader, right? And they come with everyone. Now, whoever they recruit or whoever decides to join Kyani with them, directly with them, they can then get those people and they can put their favourite people underneath them, and then they can give their favourite people. They have the power. They're allowed to decide who goes where. So it's not just a case of everyone that goes with them goes in a big long row underneath them. No, they can choose to put people. And those people who go with them, essentially, they have got no idea where they're going to be placed. And they're going to all be told the same nonsense about, we're going to build underneath you eventually, at least underneath you eventually. And they're all going to be made. And this is like a way to manipulate people into obviously buying as much product as they possibly can per month. Because the whole point is going to be, well, we're only going to build underneath people who are selling and putting in the effort, aren't we? If you're not selling enough every month, well, we're not going to waste our time building underneath you because you're not putting in enough effort. And that's the way that this works. It's a pure manipulation machine to make it as easy as possible for the leaders at the top to put pressure and convince people to buy stuff. Now, if you go over to my YouTube video, you will see the products are never, ever, ever leaving this company. Nobody outside of this company is buying any of those products. They're just too extortionately priced. I mean, you've got omega-3, vitamin E, vitamin A, vitamin D, right? For multivitamins that you can buy in Savers for £1. You can buy in Tesco £2 for like a month's supply. You've got a month's supply there. They're 90 capsules, but they tell you you've got to take 3 a day. A month's supply for £43. £43. But that's not enough on its own, because there is an entire package. That is just, you're supposed to take the whole package, you see. There's another one, Sunrise, which is like a drink pouch, which is a load of vitamins that you can again get anywhere for another £46. And then and this all then goes into this triangle of wellness, which is this various, I think, 4 products or three products. I think the Sunrise and Sunset count as one, and then there's this nitric oxide, and then this other crap, and that's £181. And you've got to drop that in a month. In 1 month, you've got to drop that. And that's a minimum expectation to become a ranking qualified, you've got to consume that yourself. So that's the minimum expectation, is £181 a month. But because obviously you've got to do 150 points a month, and that's another nearly £100 on top of the 181. It brings you to £285 to get your 150 points to make the kind of rank that is going to be expected of you to build under. This is what these women who are going into, this is why I'm so worried about them, because where the hell are they getting this money from? Where the hell is anyone getting this money from? And do you know the best bit? I'm on Natasha's page here. She's got a husband involved. He's getting involved now. Apparently he's really passionate about the products. He really is passionate. He's never been passionate about any of the crap she's done before, but apparently he's very passionate. And there's one reason and one reason alone for that. He couldn't give a shit about the products. He could not care less. What's going to happen is, now, do you remember what I said about people coming in? So what she's going to do, right? She's come in with her thousands. She's going to get him in, and she's going to put him directly underneath herself, isn't she? Directly underneath herself, and he's going to sit there and do sod all. He's going to be directly underneath her. So she's got the income she's going to make, and then he's going to make himself a nice little income too, because she's going to put swathes underneath him as well. So they're going to rinse them between them. This Charlie, she'll do the same. Will her husband get involved? My husband would be too humiliated to get involved with something like that. If I was in the industry, he'd be absolutely mortified. But obviously this guy, the money's too good, because it's thousands a month for these people. The 99% are going to be losing 200 odd a month. And that's the ones that are putting the effort in to get built under. And they're going to be making thousands. She says on here, where does she go? She's like really proud about this. Look. Let me find it. So proud, she is so proud. Me and Charlie are already about to hit our 4th promotion. I see us finishing our 1st week on it and the end of this month, our 5th promotion. We're here to play big, earn big and help others do the same. Of course they're hitting those promotions. They brought thousands in with them. You know? And the more that they convince to leave, and that's why I've got to do this, because you can't leave. Listen, leave network marketing. If you can't make it work in the companies that you're in now, you're never going to make it work in here. Leave network marketing altogether if you can't make it work, because you sure as hell won't make it work. It's a pyramid scheme. It's a pure pyramid scheme. Who outside, Natasha, who are you going to sell? Who are you going to sell any of those products to? Who have you already sold? You're hitting promotions, aren't you? And you, Charlie. Look, she's there in a video, and she's got one of the. I think they've brought the Triangle of Wellness. They've bought it, haven't they? So she's there with this pouch in her mouth, going like, and she's got this pouch in her mouth, right? This HL5. It's part of the Triangle of Wellness. And she's obviously consuming it herself, because that's all they're ever going to do, is they're going to buy they'll have to buy this Triangle of Wellness plus a couple of other products, which are about £50 each, in order to meet the 150, which they will need to be able to take all their team's profits, you know. I want you, Charlie and Natasha, to provide evidence of an order that you've fulfilled. An order that you fulfilled for somebody. Show us evidence of people who are buying this rubbish off you. Show us evidence. Because I know that you can probably provide evidence for orders that you fulfilled in your previous companies. Even Unique, you will have made sales. You will have made sales in Unique. It would have been sod all, but you would have made sales. The same with Urban Retreat. You would have made sales. This company, you're not making sales. So it's a pyramid scheme. So prove it. If you're making sales, prove it. Who in your whole entire network of thousands has agreed to buy any of this crap off you? No one. No one is, and no one's going to buy it off the people that are going with them either. Because look at her, she's there. She's got another product in her. She's ever so happy. This is got a product with her. Everyone around me is saying, Tasha, I haven't seen you this happy in such a long time. Well, of course they haven't. Of course they haven't. You've just joined a company, you've just joined a pyramid scheme and put yourself nearly at the top of it. And you're going to make thousands off people. Of course you're happy, because you have no soul. You're happy for yourself and for your husband, because you can get your husband into it. You couldn't get him into Urban Retreat, could you? Or he'd have gone into Urban Retreat, he'd have had to, you wouldn't have been able to build people underneath him, would you? You'd have just sat there. But in this one, she was on thousands herself. Now she's brought her husband in, and he can be on thousands a month too, whilst all the people who work their arse off 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, lose £200 odd a month. Her husband will sit underneath her and collect, and he will do nothing for that money. She will do the bare minimum for that money. She'll go live and she'll tell everyone how amazing her life is, and she'll do the generic crap. Have you smashed it, babes? But she will do very little for that, because this is network marketing. She is in the 1%. She's just put her own husband into the 1% as well. He's done nothing to deserve it. And here's another one. Look at this one. Look at this one. This is the Emma that I was on about that took Tracey's downline. And this is from Charlie. What they've done is they've put Emma underneath them as well. So she's gone in with these ladies, and they've put her right underneath them. And these ladies will then be scattered, and it will all be varied on who she likes more or less. 7 days, 3 promotions, hitting company leaderboards. Shock. Wow. Well, of course you're hitting company leaderboards, Emma. You've just had thousands of people put underneath you. You are literally smashing this. When they say that, smashing this. I just love seeing you happy and thriving, even just 7 days in. Hello to the biggest launch in UK history. This company can't even get anyone in the USA anymore, because everyone knows they're a pyramid scheme and nobody's joining. That's how they've had to leave. And it's like they've left the USA after it's been proven that they're a pyramid scheme. They've come here, and people like this with no soul, they lost their soul a long time ago, like Emma here. There. She's so happy. Never been so happy before. It's this big UK launch. they know full well that all those people going with them are going to lose hundreds and hundreds. Your losses will be minimum. If you leave as soon as possible, your losses will be minimum. If you stay in because they're promising you, they're lying to you and promising you that if you prove yourself that they're going to build underneath you, you are going to lose thousands and thousands of pounds. Just go to the video and see how. Listen, I'm not even gonna give it away. Does anybody want to know what percentage of commission you can actually earn from selling the products? Go over. It's all on the video. It's all on my video. It's all there. Be smart. Always keep track of costs out and money in. If you don't make money in 2 years, move on. 2 years. They won't be able to last 2 years in this company because their credit cards won't last that long. They'll miss the credit card pay unless they're working full time and they're putting in like loads of their real wages and they can just afford to. But the majority of people will not be able to last 2 years. They might go 6 months, and in that 6 months they'll probably lose a couple of thousand. Because think about it, that minimum 150 points, that 200 odd pounds, isn't going to be enough for them to be worthy of being built underneath, is it? It's not going to be enough. They have to put in much more than that to become a favourite. They have to be like, oh, you know, this person deserves people. So they're going to be putting, but they'll never get enough people because even at quite a few levels up, they're still losing money. They still haven't broken even. Kyani is a bubble that won't last. It won't. This company is not in the UK for longevity, right? They've seen what's happened in the United States and they know it won't last long. They might have a couple of years. They might have a couple of years, right? Maybe not even that long in the UK because the people that are going into the company are the people who are just leaving other companies. I can't see any new people being stupid enough to join. I can't see it because it's vitamin and minerals and crap like that. It's not like skincare and makeup, for example, and the reps can argue and they can say, look at this product, these, you know, like the unique eyelashes and the unique foundation where they showed that it covered stuff up that other foundation didn't. Look, this is better than anything. You can't get this in the shops. And, you know, the skincare stuff or this skincare, they don't have anything like this in the shops. Literally everything in Kyani, you can get it in the shops. It just hasn't got the name Kyani. It's got Tesco on it or Holland and Barrett written on it. Get it off Amazon. So it's not even like they can be like, look at, it's all crap that you can get everywhere else. But they haven't come here. They've come here knowing that they have this little window of time where they can quickly mop up all these reps that are leaving other companies. They can pay people like B3. I dread to think how much they've paid them to go over, but they can pay people and they can take these thousands with them. And in this short space of time, they can make millions off these people, whilst these people can't put food on the table. And this winter, right, whilst a lot of these ladies will have spent their Christmas funds on this crap, so they won't even be able, they'll have to borrow more money for Christmas presents for their kids because they'll have money saved for Christmas, which they will then blow. You know, people, it's that kind of like choose to heating or eating, isn't it? But I mean, people in this country, they talk about, you know, the system and everything and how people are choosing heat and eat, but nobody ever talks about how rife this is in these communities, right? Taking from these women. I mean, a lot of these women, you know, they're in receipt of benefits. This is British taxpayer money. British taxpayer money, right, that is given to a lot of the people that are going to get involved in this in good faith to help support them and their kids. And it's going to go to Kyani. Our British taxpayers' money is, see you later, it's going to America, to billionaires, to millionaires, to scumbags. Charlie and Natasha will live their best life now for the next 12 months. With a large portion of this money will be from British taxpayers. The women who put it in, they're doing it because they think that if they put this money in, this is for their future. I must invest this money now. We can go without for a little bit. I'm sure we'll be all right. We can do without that money for a little bit because I'm going to get built under. And soon I'll be at a level where I can just sit back and everyone can enjoy the sacrifices that we've made. Those sacrifices will never pay off, right? And as soon as this company, everyone gets wind and everyone realises, off B3 will go. They'll take Emma with them and they'll go to the next. They will go on to the next company. They don't know what that company will be, but they will go off to the next company and they'll be sold off to them. They'll pay them. And I touched on this in my video, you know, these poor souls are not seen as humans anymore. They're not seen as people. They're just seen as resources, aren't they? They're just seen as resources. It's absolutely sickening. I have a special dislike for wellness MLMs. I hate the business model in general, but makeup or candles or whatever are just overpriced. The way they flog the products with basic arse ingredients as miracle cures plays with people's health is evil. Yeah, and this is another thing, and I touched on this in my video. There's vitamins in some of this stuff that no doctor would ever recommend that you take, that you should definitely not take. Definitely not take, 'cause it's going to make your health even worse. But I was talking about this other guy, this clown, because this one, this guy, he's the UK leader. His name's Stuart. Stuart's his name. Go on his Facebook. And this guy, right? This guy used to be best friends with Kyani Hale of TS Life. Used to be best friends with him. They were, they fell out. Different stories of why they fell out. I think it was when Kyani got kicked out of their company that they were in together called Vida Divinia. Kyani got kicked out for his underhand techniques, essentially. And I think this Stuart had his downline. So they've got massive history. So I'm going to imagine, I'm only going to guess, and this again will speak absolute volumes for me. I'm only going to guess that TS Life are going to be losing a hell of a lot of people to this guy because he knows them. He knows a lot of them. And TS Life are just as much in decline. Well, they're a pyramid scheme, aren't they, as well? But they're just as much in decline as all the others. And this guy already knows a lot of them personally, so he can go in their inbox and like, why don't you join me? Why don't you join me? He's not very nice to you, is he? But you can join me. I was always nice to you. Can you imagine? He's just an absolute lowest of the low on here. He and he's got all these people, and he's written on in here. Look at this. We are 7 days into our journey. We have launched with a bang. We have 100 business partners, and I don't know if that's supposed to be a typo. Maybe that's 100 to him personally. He must mean more than that. But we have 100 business partners in over 10 different countries. It has been the best few weeks of my 6-year career in the industry, aligned with powerful leaders and a very excited team. They're very excited now. He won't even say on his thing. None of them are saying what it is. None of them are saying Kyani. You have to click through to find out what it is. But all they're doing is going on. They're telling everyone, amazing company, join me. And the people are buying into them as a leader. They're buying into them as a leader. And nobody is getting them. By the time they've kind of gone down the garden path with this person, they're like, ooh, okay, well, yeah, I'm up for that. And then they find out what the products are. They're already halfway brainwashed. Because nobody in their right mind, if Stuart puts on his Facebook, well, these are the products you've got to sell and this is how much for, everyone will laugh at him. So he has to completely and utterly manipulate people to within an inch of their freaking IQ score to get them to go along. I mean, look, he's posting on, this lady I trust with all, leadership skills are at a maximum, support skills 10 out of 10, drive focus 100%. What, right, these leaders, these mentors, what exactly are they going to be mentoring in, is what I'd like to know, Stuart. What are you going to be mentoring in, Stuart? Huh? Stuart, what are you going to be mentoring in? You're going to teach them how to sell stuff? Can't, it's impossible. Nobody could sell that stuff. You could sell ice to the Eskimos more easily, because it's more useful. They can make igloos out of it, they could do stuff with it. Even though it's around them, they're like, your shaped ice is maybe a bit better. There is no way that you could sell these to anybody. So you can't train people in selling the products, right? So we that's blanket. Nobody in their right mind is ever going to be able to sell those products outside the company. You know it, I know it, B3 know it, they all know it. So what else? You're gonna mentor them in recruitment, right? They're not recruiting anybody. They're not unless they do what you've done, and they're just random people. So no random people are leaving network marketing massively at the moment. There's not very many new people actually joining network marketing because this is the worst time. Real jobs have come available. We're out of lockdown now. The kids are back in school. What you're doing, Stuart, and what you're doing is you're taking the disillusioned reps from who aren't ready to leave network marketing, from the companies that have gone into decline, and you're taking them. No new people are coming into this. So you're not mentoring them on, what are you mentoring them on? What are these leaders, going to teach them? What? What exactly? All they're going to do is post things on their Facebooks saying that this person's going to smash it, and then behind the scenes, in their inbox, they are going to bully and manipulate them into buying hundreds and hundreds of pounds worth of shit that nobody wants, get in debt, kids do without, so they can impress you and get shout-outs. That's what you're going to do to people. That's your mentorship. That is the mentorship of what these people, and I'm scrolling down his wall. They're all women. He's there. They's all women. Men think, well, there's one man. Look at this guy. Who's this guy? Michael. I won't say his surname. Michael. Let's have a look at him. Well, he's come from another one. Oh, look at this. Something big is come. Oh, Wally. Just say, these men, these hun bros, for goodness sake, just Wallies, aren't they? Look at him. No real men in the world have any respect for these men. They think that they punch them in the face, that they've got that lack of respect. They would just kick them over because they're that low. Men who hurt women, isn't it? It's men who knowingly hurt and use women. No good men, decent men, normal men have any respect for these men. None. There they are together. A pair of total and utter Wallies. Look at them there in network marketing, the Hun Bros. The Huns, the mega Huns. Stuart, who have you sold these products to? Apart from recruiting, forget recruiting, let's have a look at your product sales. Put some of your customers on there. Share some of your customers' pictures that they've posted about the products that they bought from you. You haven't sold anything. You haven't sold any of those products to anyone, and never will you. Never will you sell a single one of those products to anyone. None of them. You have put yourself at the top of a pyramid scheme. Quite frankly, Stuart, you are a scammer and you deserve to go straight to prison. You deserve to go to prison. You disgust me. You disgust me. Disgust me, you do. And Michael. And B3, you women, you lost your souls a long time ago. You are two scammers. You are not business women. You are not business women. Don't you dare insult real business women by calling yourselves business women. You ridiculous pair of bimbos. That's all you are. I don't care. You're a pair of utter MLM pyramid scheme bimbos, right? And you deserve no respect off anybody. None. All you have ever done is recruit people at the right time in a company when you got in early and built pyramid schemes. And then I would imagine you've spent the years since then manipulating them and lying and talking out of your rear ends, right? And that's what you've done. And that's who you are. And now you're taking God knows how many into a pyramid scheme where you know they can't sell products, you know no one's building underneath them, and you know how much they're going to have to drop every month for you and your husbands to live their best life, while their partners, their kids go without. Probably relationships will break down over this. Relationships, how can a relationship, if you're in a relationship with somebody who's dropping £200 a month and they will not see sense, right, because they are that convinced that it's going to pay off, and they're thinking, oh, if he could just wait, if he could just trust in me and believe in me, he'll see that this will pay off in the end, because that's what you're telling them. That's what you're telling them. Happened for me, look, I'm hitting all my ranks. Yeah, I'm so wonderful. You're scum. You're not wonderful. And you, Emma. Utter scum. You've got no loyalty to any companies. You're sold to the highest bidder, aren't you? What you did to Tracey. I know what you did to her. I'm not going to go into it. Tracey might come on here with me another time. I am not, this Kyani, I'm not letting it go. I am not letting it go with Kyani. I want to expose so much. I am not having people in front of my eyes by scumbags like you lot, scum like you lot, going around thinking that you can just do what you like with people's lives. It's a disgrace. You're a disgrace. And you make me sick. You make me sick, and you make everyone in our community sick. Sick. Because you're going to be the talk now. You're going to be the talk now. I want to expose you. Expose who you are and what you're doing. I want all your friends and family to know about you. I want them all to know what you're doing. They sit there on their Facebook, your Facebook, people who don't know that you're friends with, people who don't know. I want them all to know. I want everyone to know. A shed of real belief. None. No, it's the same scripts, Nikki. It's always the same scripts that they reel off. time and time again that you're smashing it. You know, you go down to when they were in Urban Retreat, you go down to when they were in Unique, you go down to when they were in Juice Plus, and it will be the same crap about the different products, talking about how amazing they are, talking about how happy they are. It's the same ingenuous crap. They have no souls, right? They have nothing, no humanity. All they've got is money. I dread for their children to have such soulless, thoughtless parents. I mean, what do they tell their kids? What do they teach their kids? Have consideration for other people. Do they ever say that to their kids? No, because they're not doing it. They want no consideration for thousands and thousands of people who will lose money. And not only, I mean, the money, they can get it back. Can you imagine how ashamed they're going to be when they've lost all that money? Can you imagine? I mean, you think of the thousands. People commit suicide for debt, don't they? People commit suicide from debt. Will somebody commit suicide in this much debt? Because they're living, the relationship breaks down because your partner can't live with somebody who's blowing that much money. You know, you've got bills to pay and you're putting it in this, right? Relationships will break down over this, right? You are going to get in mountains of debt, chasing this ridiculousness that will never, ever, ever pay off for you. And you'll come out destroyed credit, destroyed relationships, kids who don't even know you anymore, right? Will somebody top themselves? Because we know the levels of shame that people feel when they come out of these companies for those reasons. But this is on another scale, because a lot of people, like I know with the FM ladies, it was usually 100. It was like 500, maybe 200, 300, 500. It didn't really get past the 1,000, but that's what I used to hear a lot. But with this Kyani, it's going to be into the thousands, isn't it? It can't be, unless they, it's going to be minimum, isn't it? Unless they get out early after the first few weeks. We've had it in the group, marriages breaking up, children cutting contact with their parents, people ending up friendless, homeless, hopeless, all because someone saw them as a sign-up, not a person. They don't see them as a human being, Nikki. This is the thing. In fact, I was talking to someone the other day about this company, Arix, and I didn't know anything about network marketing at the time, but I remember my friend was engaged to this man who, and I didn't even know it until I looked back. I spoke to him actually. He wouldn't be interviewed, but I asked him if he would, to get a man on. And all I remember at the time was he went through this phase, this stage, this months of putting about this opportunity. You never got the name of the company. It's amazing. I'm so happy, this, that and the other. His relationship with my friend, they were engaged, completely broke down from his involvement with this company, which I then found out was Arix. It was Arix, and I didn't know at the time. I knew there was something dodgy, but that's just somebody I know, a woman having to, a relationship breaking down because a man was involved in multi-level marketing. Isogenics is back in the UK again now. I've got my eye on them, Lisa, and there's talk on this, now being a scam. Listen, Lisa, just look at the products. Go and look. I've looked at them. Go and look at those Isogenics products and tell me, and this is what I say to people, just don't, would anyone buy them? Will anyone buy those products? How much is it that you've got to put in per month for those products? You know that you've got to be, not you personally, but people getting involved in Isogenics have got to be a product of the product, haven't they? They've got to consume this stuff themselves in order to show everyone how amazing it is, right? And that's going to go towards their meeting, monthly minimum things. You've got to sell, in order to at least break even, you've got to make back in commission every month from sales or from your team what you're buying yourself from personal products. If you're not able to do that, then it's not a business. It's not a business. Because you think about normal businesses, like you've got a shop, for example, and you're buying stuff, like a skincare shop, and you're buying stuff in wholesale bulk. It's going to cost you hardly anything for one moisturiser, say. You're going to use one moisturiser yourself for free, but then you're going to sell for that one you use, 50 more. So they can use this stuff, and this stuff, the Isogenics, how much will you have to use yourself? Will you make that money back? Will the only people, like is the case with all multi-level marketing companies, it's only going to be the top people who can ever make a profit off this. And it's not just like they live the best life type profits. For the 99% who either make no money at all or lose money. some companies are more about, you know, if they're not a stock holding company. And I will say there are, I'm not going to say names of companies, but there are companies that are probably sort of, you're less likely to lose money compared to companies like probably Isogenics and Kyani, where you're going to lose hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands and thousands, right? There are companies that you're going to lose less money, and then there's companies in the middle. But in the end, if you're not earning any money, right, and you've turned into, you know, somebody that you don't like your family anymore because they won't buy off you, and you've been turned against your real friends. Do you want to be that person? Do you really want to be that person? Do you want to be a person who has to lie to recruit people into a company? Because if you're not earning any money, you have to lie to everyone and pretend you're earning money and living an amazing life. Who wants to do that? And I get that nobody joined this thinking that would happen to them, but people know that happens to them now. I know it's a big step to come out, but, you know, it's no life. It's no life living a lie, lying to people and alienating everybody that you love, even if you're not losing money, even if you're earning a bit. At what cost? Kyani full UK launch is 7 weeks. So the more about this shit show. This is what I want to do, Sam. I want to expose as much as possible, and I want to expose these con men and women who are at the top of this. Because Eric Worry's apparently, he's got Stuart in, and Stuart's got them on a Zoom. They're all in cahoots together. They all know that they are going to make eye-watering amounts of money for thousands of people losing eye-watering amounts of money, and they don't care. And that's what makes them soulless, evil cows, evil bitches. Even the men are evil bitches as well. The men in multi-level marketing are just bitches. They're bitches to me. They're bitches to all men because they're so pathetic. They're so pathetic. It would be amazing if we could save people from ever getting tangled up. We just need as much exposure as possible, and that's why I've done my video now. I want to get as much exposure out there as possible and stop people from joining this company, because I am seriously worried now about these women. Seriously worried. And as I've said before, the company that these women are leaving and taking people from are a company that I've had personal issues with. So if anything, you'd expect me to be like, ha ha ha. But I can't be ha 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 when you know what's happening to the women. Because it's not about what I think about this company or people in this company anymore. This is people's lives. This is people's lives that are leaving a company which is, you know, it's a MLM rubbish company. Of course it is. But do I think that Urban Retreat is anywhere near as destructive as Kyani? Taking other things, bullying, whatever aside, which, you know, money loss, Kyani is 1,000,000 times off the scale worse than that. Off the scale. Can it be reported to anyone as a pyramid scheme? Well, this is the thing, Sam. I mean, they raised a class action lawsuit in the United States for it being a pyramid scheme. If it's in Ireland, and I know they've got one in Ireland, it's more straightforward. Which is probably where people should start, because the Irish government, as we know, are on this like crazy. So yeah, it's going to be easier because they have their kind of universal trading standards that we could probably get this reported to. UK is more difficult because there's different trading standard offices, but the best way is the exposure, as much exposure as possible to just get the implosion sped up. Miss S, I just want to thank you for always being willing to spread. Oh, thank you. And spread the word about these companies, even though they push and try to bully into submission. You've helped. Thank you, Nikki. I really appreciate that. I'm going to be honest. I mean, since FM World, I did get a lot of, you know, obviously nastiness, but I haven't had actually for a while now, and I know that I hadn't put a YouTube video out, but no, even in my most recent YouTube videos, I haven't had actually nasty comments from reps for absolutely ages. I had the one off that man yesterday that I posted, but that just makes me laugh now. I actually haven't had anything really like, they used to say some awful things, apart from obviously the stuff with that silly cow that, you know, Helen recently. But I used to get awful comments to me, picking on the way I looked and stuff like that, and everything, you know, the comment about, you know, my kids and stuff yesterday. But I honestly haven't had anything like that in a long time. And I don't know, I like to think maybe people can just see that I'm not trying to stop people from working. I'm not trying to stop people from earning money. I just don't want to, it makes me feel sick to my stomach seeing these women falling off the edge of a cliff. It really does, and that's literally what they're doing. They're walking off the edge of a cliff, you know. And Stuart, Natasha, Charlie, Emma, they've all got parachutes, and they've all put themselves with parachutes, and off they go. Come on, ladies! And they jump off and they float down, and all these ladies just smash their heads open at the bottom. That's how I think about it. Oh, the Harbottle and Lewis. Oh, do you know what? I say to anyone, come at me. If you think that you have a reason, don't make blind claims. I used to get people from Business Bombshells at the time messaging me going, they're gonna take legal action against you. There's talk about it in HQ. I've heard talk about it in HQ that legal action is gonna be taken against you for your defamation. And I just used to say, bring it on. Please bring it on. I will relish the opportunity. I will self-represent. I've always said I'll self-represent, and I said the same thing to those clowns as well. I'll self-represent, but you know, when push comes to shove, what do? Nothing, because in the end, it's their reputation on the line as well. These lawyers, will they beat me? Will they need to hope that they can beat me? They need to hope that they can beat me, because if they can't beat me, how bad will that look for them? You know, they only care about themselves. Lawyers are just paid mercenaries. They have no passion for the people that they're representing. They represent the people because they're getting paid for it. Mercenaries are completely useless because they will just go to the next highest bidder and the next highest bidder, and they only care about themselves in the end. So you put threats down and you put the little ideas in the back of their head that they're going to be humiliated and they're going to be made to look bad, and what if you lose and all the rest of it. And they save themselves in the end. So I don't care. Any of these legal companies or anything, come at me. You are just soulless paid mercenaries, and you want to work and defend multi-level marketing companies. You're scum, aren't you? But yeah, I'm going to draw that live to a close now. I'm not going to let this go with Kyani. It's too worrying. They are like B3. Well, that's exactly what it is. This is it. It's this kind of like money trumps everything. Money trumps everything. Money trumps every single thing. It's the most important thing in the world, and it is the root of all evil at the end of the day, isn't it? I suppose. But so happy I found you and Laura back in November. I got out of MLM when I did, and I joined as I had no friends or confidence. Oh, bless you, Faye. And when I left in November, they all deleted and blocked me. Rather have no friends. I'm happier since I left, and people off the left and buy off high street shops and people who own their own businesses. Well, Faye, you've got friends in the group. You've always got people to talk to. You've always got people who want to give you support. You know, I know it's not the same as going around your friend's house for a coffee, but you know, there will always be somebody that you can chat to in that group. There will always be somebody, if you want to come in and say, you know, is anybody free to chat? Because I'll tell you what, there are lonely people joining that group. And, you know, just Kyani, Joe, I've called out the names. I've said Stuart, I've said B3. I've told them that they're the lowest of the low. I've told them that they're the scum of the earth, because that's what I really believe that they are. And I think that they're going to, if there is a hell, which I don't think there is, but if there is a hell, you're going there, guys. You are going straight there. Faye, now loads of people in the group, like and value. Exactly. You know, listen, we've got a support group. It's in my thing at the top, the link for it. I'll put it on here. And everybody, if current reps, everybody is welcome there on a real profile. You can come in there, support anyone. Genuine people in there. Genuine people who you can get in touch with, get involved with, you know, what we're doing, and you will have a support network. You do not have to be alone when you leave these companies. There is a group of 3,000, many of whom have been exactly where you are, who chat daily, post things daily, you know, and just have a laugh in there, if anything. Take you to court for what? You're telling the truth. If they're nothing to fear, it's threats. And being honest, why are they worried? Listen, it's threats, and I don't take any notice. As I said, if anybody wants to take me to court, send me your letters that you need to send. I will not read any of them. And then once you've done that, you can then send me a thing to. I might read them. I might read them out in here. Everyone enjoys that. And then you can send me the court letter for what court I have to go to. I don't mind what court I have to go to. I'm in the middle of the UK. It's fine for me. Yeah, you can say that you're a rep when you join the group too. That's the whole point. Like it's only for admins to kind of have an idea, because obviously, you know, one of the reps posted, because I get it, the reps come into the group sometimes and they do get triggered by stuff. And I did a little live in the group and I said to people, try not to get triggered by the reps getting triggered and saying things. And, you know, this one rep got triggered by people. Someone said something about Body Shop and she was like, oh, I'm having a great time in Body Shop. And everyone kind of jumped on her and was like, well, it's rubbish. And I said, if people are saying that in the group, from what I've seen, when they get to that point where they're really lashing out and they're really triggered, that's the point that they get to before they hit rock bottom, before they just realise it's complete BS. And I think that that's a really difficult time, because if you sort of alienate people at that one point, I think it drives them either back into that MLM or into another MLM. And I always say, and I said this on the thing, just roll your eyes, just be like, yeah, sure, Body Shop's really great, isn't it? When you see the truth, you will be here. But never jump on somebody when they're being all, you know, animal in the corner about their MLM, because they already know at that point. It's like they're trying to convince themselves, if anything. And we get people like that in the group. We get people, and it's fine. I don't mind if anyone wants to come in that group and externalise, so long as you don't personally attack somebody or choose somebody. If you just want to go in there and go, everyone's a bully in here, yeah, go for it. Won't bother me. You still be welcome in the group, and when you're ready to take that step, we'll all still be there to support you. That's how I feel, and that's what I try to kind of say to people. Also, if anyone in MLM is reading this, once in a while, a member may say something out of line to you in the group. We can't control 3,000 people, but I promise you, admin are very strict about handling that, because we want reps to be talked about civilly and kindly. People may not agree with you, but we will step in. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. There's a lot of people who have been really damaged in the group, so they can be then triggered by the rep, and they'll kind of but nobody. The comments will get shut down. To admin, listen. The group is there. Laura started the group initially. She said, let's, do this. And I was like, brilliant idea. And it was to give people a community for when they left multi-level marketing, to give them a community to go to, because we realised that there was this problem that people were leaving these companies, that they were staying with the companies because they had nowhere to go. The other kind of anti-MLM groups were just, very anti-everything, ridiculing the reps, ridiculing that. And you got to provide a space where people aren't going to feel ridiculed. If they want to ridicule themselves and what they did when they were in multi-level marketing, like we had today, a lady posted a picture of, she made up some samples and she was kind of laughing, going like, oh, this really makes me cringe when I look back at this memory on Facebook where she'd made up these samples from the MLM she used to be in and nobody bought them. That's fine. We don't want people ridiculing reps or anyone, because they are victims. They are victims, damaged victims in many cases. And I hope that many of the people who I've got involved with this Kyani will come to us now. And that's why I want to do as much exposure as possible on Facebook and let them know that we exist. So if they can't make it work in the companies that they're leaving, they ain't making it work in Kyani. Not in a million years. Not £181 for 100 points. You've got to drop that every month. And you're not going to get built underneath unless you're paying at least 285, because you need to reach what you 150 points. And that's all I'm going to say. Kyani is a pyramid scheme. Thank you. Yeah, exactly. That's what Nikki said. Nikki is such a brilliant, and I think to myself, the ladies that are the admins on our group are just such lovely people. And I look at some of these people in these multi-level marketing, and I just think to them, they're surrounded by bullshit. And I'm talking about people kind of, high up, company level. And I just think to myself, if they only had people around them, like the admins that I have around me, how much better off they would be, let's just say. Because, the bullshit worlds that they live in. I feel sorry for all of them now, even the owners. I used to think that, but now I feel that they've lost it all. They've lost it all. They're in a company with no market forces. All of these, apparently Anita, FM World Anita, here's some tea. So Anita from FM World's in trouble. She's in trouble. She's overspent. Do you remember I did that video about they weren't sending people stuff that they'd ordered, they're missing off orders and telling people to sod off. They're in massive trouble. FM UK are massive trouble. They've she's ordered too much. She's spent too much. There's talk that she can't pay the VAT because she didn't account. Because in a normal legit company, like where was I? I had this. Somebody asked me actually what my mascara was. It's Rimmel. It's this. I said Revlon. Extra Super Lash. But Rimmel, for example, if Rimmel's company trajectory is going like this, then they will know that it's going to keep going that way. It might go like that as maybe other competitive products have something similar, but in a multi-level marketing company, because it's not, market forces don't apply, it goes up like this in hype phase. Once it peaks, it goes straight down again. But I think what Anita had done was she was looking at this trajectory going up. She thought it was just going to keep going up like this with people. I don't know how she could think that, but I think she was just thinking it was just going to keep going up and up and up, and not thinking it was just going to dip after a while, and she hasn't accounted for that. But yeah, FM World's going to be interesting to watch in the next sort of coming months, because really things haven't been going well there. Oh, it is. They all are at the end of the day, Joe. They all are. But yeah, I'm going to draw the live to a close now, because that's been about an hour. But yeah, that's it. Let's get as much exposure out as possible about this Kyani, because people are going to be destroyed by this. It's destroying people. It will destroy people. It has destroyed lives in the USA. It's completely destroyed lives in the USA, and it will destroy lives here. And I can't bear to watch it. And I can't bear to watch scum like this. Michael. Ugh. God's sake, what a wally. Ugh. Stuart. And these B3s get away with this. They can't. They need to be in prison. I believe that. They need to be in prison for being con artists. Anyway, till next time, guys. Have a lovely, enjoy the rest of your Saturday evening. See ya.